Hey guys, here is another super quick tutorial. This one is for classical headstand, so an inversion, and I'm super excited to share it with you because I just love inversions. I love doing inversions, and I love teaching inversions to other people and making them super accessible to everyone. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Like all my other tutorials, this is going to be super to the point, quick, just really raw cues. I might throw in a couple of tips and tricks as they come to mind, but here we go. So to start out, you want your hands to be forearms distance apart, or forearms distance apart. You want your hands and forearms to be shoulder width distance apart. And as time, you naturally know what that looks like. But when you're first starting out, if you ever want to know what it is, you can always bring your hands to your elbows, place your forearms and your elbows down the mat, and then move your arms out from your elbows, okay? And plant your hands down, and that is where your your forearms and hands are shoulder width distance apart. Excuse me. And I like to come into the pose from hands and knees. Some people like downward facing dog, so it would look like this. But I like to come into my hands and knees just because. I don't know why. It's just what I like to do. And so I bring my hands and forearms shoulder width distance apart. And from here, you interlace your hands like a hammock, okay? And your thumbs release up towards the sky. So it looks like this. And your pinkies can be stacking one on top of the other on the mat, or they can lay side by side. Personal preference, whatever feels best for you. And from here, you bring the crown of your head down to the mat, so that super sweet soft spot that you have, and you point your thumb straight up towards the sky, and I like to grab onto the back of my head to my occipital condyles, so those big old bumps on the back of your head, I like to put my thumbs on there for a little bit of an anchor. And from here, you lift a leg up, and the other leg magically lifts up. You don't want to really kick up into this pose if you're in the middle of the room. If you're at the wall, because you have that safety net to catch you, it's okay to kick up. But in the middle of the room, you're not supposed to, because if you kick up, you might flip over. So if you're new to classical headstand, 10 out of 10 recommend starting at the wall, so that way you can kick up if you need to. Because lifting takes a lot of work in your legs and a lot of control. And so what you do is just you lift one leg up, and the other leg is like, hey, sister friend, I want to follow. And so you bring it on up towards that sky. Notice here how my shoulders are stacking directly above my elbows, and my hips are stacking directly above my shoulders and elbows. You want all this really good stacking, and I'm engaging my toe tips, or all the way up to my toe tips. So I'm pointing and flexing my toes here to get that engagement as I bring my feet closer together and my thighs glue together. Okay? To come out, you just pull your knees in towards your chest, bring your feet down to the ground, and slowly roll up out of the pose, just kind of like you do in tripod headstand. Okay? And because I just did it for my hands and knees, I will show the downward facing dog version in case that's where you want to start. So again, still my hands are forearms distance apart. I'm more in dolphin right now. Hammock hands, head comes down. And I lift a leg up, and I lift up. Okay. You want your feet to be as close to your elbows as you can, so that way your hips don't have to move as far to get above your shoulders. There's a tip. Okay. So really try to get your feet as close to your elbows as possible by walking your feet up towards your elbows here. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Actively press your forearms and your hands down to the mat here to build extra stability in the pose, and so you're not wiggling around so much. Make sure you activate and warm up your core and your shoulders both when you first, or before you start playing with your classical headstand. So I hope this helps you in your classical headstand journey. Namaste.